Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Eric with Eric Andersen Homes here, and today we're talking about Downers Grove Pizza. We'll talk about the best of the best and the worst of the worst. You might say, well, why are you talking about pizza? I thought you were a real estate agent. And that's true, but you know what they say. Real estate is all about three things: location, location, and, you guessed it, location. And so it's really important to know what kind of pizza you're getting yourself into when you buy a home or live somewhere. Do they have great pizza? If you ask me, that's got to be like the most important question you ask when buying a home. Also, I have 15 years experience of making pizza myself, so I'd like to think that I'm somewhat qualified to answer the question. I actually have a wonderful batch of 60% hydrated dough rising in my fridge as I record this video. Dinner's going to be great tomorrow. All right, so Downers Grove Pizza. Let's see. Angelo's in downtown Downers Grove has a fantastic thin crust pizza. I remember the first time I ever had it, I was on a break at the realtor organization. I was there doing some kind of licensing, continuing education stuff, and I was hungry and we had a lunch break. So I went to Angelo's and I've been hooked ever since. They just make a fantastic thin crust and they have a pretty good extensive menu with sides, appetizers, and the like. Very consistent, very good, highly recommend it. Next up on the list, I'd have to say, is Gia Mia. Now, Gia Mia isn't your usual kind of tavern style thin, Chicago style, or deep dish pan pizza. Gia Mia makes what's known as Neapolitan Pizza. And this is going to be kind of more of a smaller individual pizza, usually about 10 inches, and thicker crust, thinner, pizza base. And they'll use San Marzano tomatoes, fresh mozzarella, and typically olive oil, and then any other toppings that you might like. Gia Mia, I'm happy to say, recently earned AVPN designation, which is kind of the gold standard for quality in the Neapolitan pizza world. So really, my wife and I, we go to Gia Mia oftentimes for our date nights, and they just serve great pizza, fun atmosphere, and their zucchini fries are actually really great too, so you should definitely give those a try. All right, so we have Angelo's, we have Gia Mia. I should also mention Pierce's Tavern. Now, this is the dark horse. This is the surprising one on the list because you wouldn't expect an American bar and grill like Pierce's to have great pizza, but believe it or not, their pizza is fantastic. They also have a wood-fired oven, 1,000 degrees or whatever. That's kind of how Gia Mia makes their pizzas. And there's also a Neapolitan style pizza. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting a whole lot the first time I got pizza from Pierce's, but my mind was blown. Their hamburgers are great, their sweet potato fries, they have a nice drink menu, and their Neapolitan pizza really is, it kind of rivals Gia Mia's. In fact, since Gia Mia got their AVPN designation, I haven't had a bad pizza, so maybe they upped their quality. But Pierce's, I've never had a bad pizza from. Back in the day, had a couple of, Gia Mia's maybe a little inconsistent, maybe the temperature of the oven dropped a little bit, or maybe they didn't have as experienced of staff working, and frankly, maybe they were overwhelmed and just super busy, because the one time I had to wait like over an hour for a pickup order there. It was crazy. Anyway, I have to say, Pierce's is fantastic. They have really good pizza, and pretty much anything on their menu is good too. All right, so we're going to now go to the number one, my favorite, best of the best Downers Grove pizza, and that distinction goes to Dan's Pizza. Dan's has a really great thin crust pizza too, kind of similar style, although very different flavor from Angelo's. But what really sets Dan's apart is their double-decker pizza. And it's exactly like it sounds. What's a double-decker pizza? It's the crust, it's the sauce, it's the cheese, and then they add another layer of sauce and cheese on top of that. And it is just to die for. Really, really amazing pizza. Now, anytime you get a thicker pizza like a stuffed pizza, a deep dish pizza, even maybe a double-decker, Sometimes you might worry or have experienced where it's a little bit undercooked. Sometimes quality control comes up, not at Dan's. They cook that double-decker, they have it down to a science. They cook that thing perfectly. The one time, I have to say, in addition to just having a great, consistent quality product, their service is fantastic. The one day they made us wait like an extra 10 or 15 minutes. Something happened with the order. Really wasn't a big deal. It wasn't like the nightmare the one time we went to Jimmy's to pick up the order. And you know, the owner, it was freezing outside, I don't know, like 10 below or something. He came out to our car, he apologized for the delay. I just thought that was really classy, and I think he gave us the pizza for free or something too. I mean, it was really a minor inconvenience, but they really take their service seriously and deliver just an outstanding pizza. Can't recommend the double-decker highly enough. That is my favorite pizza in all of Downers Grove. All right, well, let's end on a sour note, shall we? The worst of the worst. That distinction goes to, unfortunately, Parker's. Now, I don't like to be negative. I'm just going to say that they were having an off day. Now, I was intentionally seeking out an AVPN pizza place. Not many restaurants, pizza places have this distinction, only a handful in the greater Chicagoland area, and Parker's is one of them. So, you know, this being the symbol of quality for Neapolitan pizza, my standards were high, you know, at the outset. We'll just go and say that. Well, they weren't met, unfortunately. What they served, again, they didn't use the 00 flour that is, you know, required, actually, for AVPN pizza. They didn't use San Marzano tomatoes, and it wasn't fresh mozzarella either. What they served, frankly, would have made DiGiorno's embarrassed, and that's like frozen pizza that you buy at the grocery store. Again, maybe they were just having an off day. I don't know what the issue was, but it was pretty bad. I'd have to say it was the second or third worst pizza I've ever had. The worst pizza ever, Pepsi Center in Denver. Saw an Avalanche game there. They were serving like stale crackers with ketchup and, you know, rubbery cheese. It was not pretty. And Emo's Pizza in St. Louis, also on my not favorite list. Parker's, unfortunately, was kind of in that category when I went there that time. So hopefully they get that corrected. And everybody else who ate, you know, I was the only one who had pizza. Everybody else seemed to think the food was pretty good. So maybe just avoid their pizza, or maybe they'll get that fixed. So that does it for our best and worst pizzas in Downers Grove. I'm Eric with Eric Andersen Homes, here to remove the headache from real estate and provide expert guidance for your next purchase or sale.